Hi, I'm Kate Gore. I started going to Grace a year ago when my husband started working here, and I'm studying nutrition, getting my master's in dietetics at Eastern Michigan University. So, my interest in nutrition isn't just about the science of it. It grew and it started kind of when I was in high school. At the end of high school, I was very, very focused on controlling and changing what I looked like. And so I was really just caring about my physical body, whether that was eating or being active or whatever form of control I was trying to extend over my body. And I thought that I was hiding it pretty well. I thought it was just something that I knew about and no one else could tell. But my mom took me to Panera one day, and we were sitting in the middle of a bunch of other people, and she just looked at me and said, "You're not yourself." I broke down crying. I didn't know that what I was doing and what I was thinking about myself was visible to other people. My body became something that I was very aware of and conscious of all the time, and it became something that I wanted to control and shape. I would a lot of times feel, for me specifically, I needed to be as small as possible and take up as least amount of space and just not cause a lot of chaos or disruption. And I mean, most of my dysfunctional relationship with my body took place in my mind, which is interesting. I would just kind of be always unsatisfied and always feel ashamed. And so it would be a lot of thoughts of I wish this was different, or I should be doing something different, or it's my fault that I look this way or that things are this way. My mom was very strong that day to call me out and say, "I see this in you, and I see that it's not healthy and it's not who you are." And so I stayed home that whole summer. I was supposed to go to camp, but I stayed home and read lots of books and sat by the pool with my mom and just spent good quality time talking to her and trying to figure out how I had become so controlled by this dysfunctional relationship with my body. And that kind of jump-started my whole interest in nutrition. In the beginning, when we were in the garden, the enemy was lying to us, trying to get us to sin. And he did so by offering us something to eat. And we took it. We took something, ate it, tasted it, and it wasn't ours to take. The Lord had told us not to eat that. So we disobeyed for the purpose of trying to gain control and trying to gain an understanding that wasn't ours. We were separated from him physically, and we were ashamed of our bodies, and we then experienced pain and death, and therefore a dysfunctional relationship with our bodies. But the super cool thing is that Jesus then comes in a body, and he comes to restore us and our right relationship with our body and with the Lord. And he does so in a body, and he offers us his body to eat. So as a direct restoration of that initial eating that brought sin into the world, Jesus offers his body and his blood for us to eat and drink in order to accept his salvation and his restoration. Eating the Eucharist might be a practical act of remembrance of Jesus' salvation, gift of salvation to us, but eating in and of itself is an extremely intimate act. We're taking something outside of our bodies, putting it into our bodies, and allowing it to just do its thing. Like, we don't think about digesting food, it just happens. And that food and those nutrients change us from the inside out. And it's the same as Jesus' gift of salvation. Like, we accept his gift, we allow the Spirit to enter into us, and the Spirit forms us from the inside. And we walk with Jesus and are continually being formed in that intimate relationship with him that happens in our soul and in our body. Our bodies are good, and we have an opportunity to experience Jesus in our bodies. That's what we're living in right now. Like, we've been redeemed, but we haven't yet been restored. So we have this opportunity to live in our bodies while worshiping Jesus in our bodies. And that's a really good and beautiful thing. And Jesus has given us abundant life now. The Apostle Paul says in 1 Corinthians 6, "Do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? You are not your own, for you were bought with a price, so glorify God in your body." Romans 12, "I appeal to you therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship." As we walk in the way of Jesus, as we're on the path of salvation, may we worship with our heart, mind, and body. May we experience the love Christ has shown us as humans with a body. May we partner with God and our bodies in worship and sacrifice. And may we allow Jesus to change us from the inside out.